Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to the first session of Yuva Darbar. It gives me immense pleasure in introducing to you the first participants of Yuva Darbar, Prerna Prashant and Pragati Prashant. I'm so proud of these girls. They are my students in the music class, and they are here to enlighten us and give us a gist of Mahabharatam, small storytelling about Mahabharatam. I should quote here that the motivation for them for this story has been their summer camp, which they have attended through Balavihar Chinmaya Mission. Kudos to the Chinmaya Mission and Balavihar team for putting up such a wonderful camp for the kids in this current situation to keep them occupied in the most positive way as possible. And I hear that there had been like around 5,000 students who made use of this online virtual camp in Balavihar, which is in itself a wonderful, huge effort. And I think all of them would have benefited a lot. I would like to thank the teachers who took their efforts to share this knowledge with the kids to understand about our heritage and the background and the stories that really teach us lessons for our day-to-day lives. I would like to mention the teachers who taught Prerna and Pragati during their summer camp. Brahmacharini, Shri Priya ji and Suchita ji. I'm sure the girls have made you proud by taking home what they were really supposed to. I am also told by their mom that now after the camp they not only discussed about the story at home, but they made sure that they also went back and watched the series and they tried to relate to what they learned in the class. So which for sure is a very, very good learning that they have taken home. So with no further delay, I give it over to Prerna and Pragati to tell us the story of Mahabharata.
Let us do the opening prayers. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavai Tejasvinavati Tamastu Ma Vidvishavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. But first I will also ask a few questions. Who wrote the Mahabharata? It was Vedavyasa. How did he write the Mahabharata? He asked Lord Ganesha to be a scribe. Lord Ganesha said only on one condition, that if Vedavyasa stopped telling him the Mahabharata, then he would go back to Devalokam. Vedavyasa agreed to this. Once upon a time, there was a king. His name was Shantanu. One day, he saw a beautiful woman on the banks of Ganga. He asked the woman what was her name and if she could marry him. She said her name was Ganga. And she said that she could marry him only on one condition, that he should not question her for her actions. King Shantanu agreed to this. Ganga and King Shantanu got married. The first child was born to Ganga. Ganga placed the child in the water. King Shantanu did not speak. This happened to 6 more children. When the 8th baby came, when Ganga was about to place it into the water, King Shantanu stopped her and said, "Why are you doing this? I need an heir for Hastinapur." And then she said that You have broken the vow and I will leave now. But first, I will answer your questions. Once there were 8 Vasus. They had their wife with them. Once they went to Sage Vashishta's ashram. Sage Vashishta had a beautiful cow named Nandini. Nandini could grant wishes. One day, the Vasu's wife asked them if she could have Nandini. The 8th Vasu started planning to get the cow. They stole the cow and Sage Vashishta was furious. He cursed all the 8 Vasus that they would be born on earth. The 8 Vasus came to him for mercy. He took pity on them and said, all of you will be freed by Ganga when she places you into the water, but the 8th Vasu will not be placed in the water or freed. He will live on earth for a little bit. And so they went to Ganga and told her what she happened. She said, okay. Ganga narrated it and said, I will not give this baby to you. I'll raise him with me. His name will be Devrata. I'll come back soon. Few years later, Shantanu saw a teenager with Ganga. He went to Ganga and asked Ganga if this teenager was a son. She said, yes, this is your son. Take good care of him. I will leave. So saying, she left. Few years later, when Devrata grew older, King Shantanu and Devrata went hunting. King Shantanu and Devrata got separated. King Shantanu walked until he smelled a fragrance. This fragrance, when he saw a beautiful lady there, he asked the lady if she could take him across the river. Before the lady left, he asked her what was her name. The lady said her name was Satyavati. King Shantanu asked her if he could marry her. She told King Shantanu to go to her father. King Shantanu went to Satyavati's father and asked her hand in marriage. His father said only on 2 conditions. One, she would be the queen of Hastinapur, and the other, her children would rule Hastinapur after you die. King Shantanu said no, because he wanted Devrata to rule the kingdom. He asked the fisherman if there's any other conditions he wanted, but the fisherman said no, that's the only thing. And so King Shantanu left sadly and kept on thinking about Satyavati. One day he got sick. His son was noticing that he was becoming sadder every day. Then he asked his father why he was sick. His father said, nothing, it's just a normal cold or a cough. But his son was furious and went to his father's charioteer. He asked his father's charioteer what had happened. The charioteer said he could not tell, but Devrata forced him to. The charioteer told him what happened and brought him to the house of the fisherman. Then Devrata asked the fisherman why he would not let his father marry Satyavati. Then the fisherman told the same thing he told Devrata's father, and Devrata took one vow. He made a vow that he would never marry. He would never be the heir of the throne. And then the fisherman thought and said, what if you marry somebody? Your children will be the king of Hastinapur soon if you get married. And then he said, fine, I will not marry as well. Devrata took Satyavati to Hastinapur And when King Shantanu heard of this, he was furious and said, "Why did you do this? I wanted you to be on the throne of Hastinapur." But then Devrata said, "Father, I only like it when you are happy. If you are happy, then I'll be happy." Okay, so thank you for listening to me. My sister will continue the rest. Shantanu was married to Satyavati. Two sons, Chitrangada and Chitravidya, were born to Shantanu and Satyavati. Chitrangada was brilliant but clever, whereas Vichitravidya was a powerful archer. Chitrangada was eldest and was crowned king, but a Gandharva killed Chitrangada, and so Vichitravidya had to take his place. Bhishma arranged for the marriage of Vichitravidya. Vichitravidya were married to two wives, Ambika and Ambalika. Vichitravidya spent several happy years with his wives, but he caught a disease, and still Ambika and Ambalika did not have any children. They went to sage Vedavyasa. Satyavati went to sage Vedavyasa and asked for help for the birth of children for Ambika and Ambalika. So sage Vedavyasa went to Hastinapur and gave birth to children to both of them and Ambalika's maidservant. So first started with Ambika. As soon as she saw sage Vedavyasa, she closed her eyes in fear. That's why her son, Dhritarashtra, the eldest of them, was born with blindness. Then the next one who would get her son was Ambalika. As soon as she saw Vedavyasa, her face went pale. That's why her son Pandu had paleness. And now it was Ambalika's maidservant's turn. As soon as she saw Vedavyasa, she was calm. So that's why her son Vidura, the youngest, was calm and wise. As they grew up, Pandu was crowned king because Dhritarashtra was born with blindness. Pandu was married to two wives just like Vichitravidya, Kunti and Madri. Kunti knew a special mantra from sage Durvasa. Once she tried it on the sun god. Immediately the sun god appeared in front of her. Kunti was taken aback. Trembling with fear, she said, "Please forgive me. I've only been testing the mantra to see if it worked." But the sun god said that he needed to give her a child to honor her boon. As soon as he gave the sun, covered in kavacha and kundala, which is armor and earrings, she quickly put the little child in a box and floated it away on the Ganga river. That's when the box was found by charioteer Atirata and his wife. They brought up the child to be known as Vasushena. Vasushena grew up strong and healthy every day. He was a kind-hearted man and was good in the use of all weapons. He also took a vow, like Bhishma, that whatever anyone asked for, he would definitely give to them. Once Indra took form as a Brahmin and approached Karna. He begged for kavacha and kundala. Vasushena immediately ripped off the belongings and gave them to Indra. That's why Vasushena was known to be as Karna. Karna means cutter. As Kunti did this mantra 5 times in order for 5 children. She did it once and she got the son Yudhishthira. He was the eldest and first. He was from the blessings of God of Yama, god of death. The next son was Bhima. Bhima means strong and mighty. He was from the blessings of Vayu. As an infant, he rolled from his mother's lap onto a hard block of stone. The block of stone immediately broke into pieces. He was the second. The next child from Kunti again was Arjuna. He was from the blessings of Lord Indra. He was the third. So all the others were from Kunti. Now for the sons from Madri, they were the twins Nakula and Sahadeva. They were from Ashwini Kumaras. All the 5 sons from Pandu were known as Pandavas, and all the sons from Dhritarashtra were known as Kauravas. Once, Pandu and his wives and sons were resting in the forest. There, Pandu saw a stag playing with his doe. He hit the stag with one arrow. What he actually thought was the deer playing with his doe, but was actually the son of sage Ganma playing with his wife. The great sage fell to the ground. Before dying, the sage cursed Pandu that whenever he embraced anyone, he would die. Unfortunately, one day he embraced his second wife Madri, and passed. Since Madri was very sad, she also passed. Now Kunti was only left with the Pandavas. She returned back to Hastinapur, and Dhritarashtra was crowned king. Now I want to tell you what I learned. I learned that all actions make consequences, and dharma means right thing in right place at the right time. Thank you. Hari Om.
I want to thank you all for listening to us say part 1 of Mahabharata. And we also want to thank
Our teachers, our summer camp teachers, for helping us learn the Mahabharata. Hari Om.
Thank you, Prerna Pragati. I think we should all unmute and give a big round of applause to Prerna and Pragati for doing such a wonderful job. Prerna Pragati, I hope you hear this applause. You know, they were feeling very sad that they may not be able to hear claps, coming for them, but I bet everyone enjoyed what you did. I think it's a very challenging task to bring Mahabharata in 30 minutes, right? I think they did a wonderful job giving us at least an idea of a few main characters, and I think most of us would have got answers to a few unanswered questions. Why Bhishma? Why he didn't get married? Why Dhritarashtra was born blind? And at least I got an idea of for a few questions that I have been. Yeah, sorry, someone wants to talk. Okay. So, big hearty congratulations to Prerna and Pragati. I know, as I said, this is not justice for us to bring Mahabharata in 30 minutes. So we are going to come back with part 2, where we will have even more detailed story of the Mahabharata for us to understand it and share it with more of our friends and family. Thank you so much, Prerna Pragati. Before we close, if any of you want to share any of your thoughts, we have this open for all of you.
Hey Matangi, first of all, congratulations to you for bringing this up. Okay.
Thank you.
From all of us. Very, very fine effort, the very fine start. Because I know Mahabharata was discussed not only by Balavihar, but by many other people also. Like Shaka, everybody took that up. So it is like a revival. Happy these kids are, as you said, what we enjoy, the Ramayana and B.R. Chopra's Mahabharata, they should also enjoy. I think that's a good start for everybody. Good, congratulations, and let's keep. Yep.
We got really excited as it was Mahabharata because Sadhvi watched the whole Mahabharata Hotstar version.
Okay.
During her summer holidays, so she could easily relate to all the things the kids said, and she's answering all the questions over here.
Very nice. I'm so happy. Yeah.
We are thankful to you for bringing out the best in our grandchildren. Thanks a lot. We really
Thank you.
enjoyed.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm happy that in fact Uma Prerna Pragati's mom was mentioning that being there with the work and online classes and things, I think grandparents are for sure a blessing in every child's life. So it's half of the efforts of what the child has done today goes to the grandparents, because they took time from India to listen to the child, share what they learned, and that's what has motivated them to take up to this level. So I would like to give a big shout out to all the grandparents out there who are encouraging the kids from wherever they are to do what they are good at and bring out that talent within them. I can see that in my own house. I grew up with grandparents, and I'm sure all of you will be able to relate to me when I say that grandparents are a blessing. So thank you so much to all the grandparents, and yeah, big shout out to all those teachers and the teachers at home, the parents, the moms and the dads who are taking that extra effort at home as well to spend their time with the kids. Always we do, but this is a testing time for us, and for sure I think we are turning out really strong now to fight back whatever comes. Thank you so much. I see Vidula's hand. Vidula, do you want to share something?
Yeah, I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank you, Matangi, and I must say both the girls were really nice. And thank you, Prerna and Pragati, for such a lovely narration of the Mahabharata in such a short time. Not many kids can do that. My son did sleep off because we went for a picnic today, both me and my son. But I made sure that I stayed back. And girls, you are doing an awesome job. And thank you, everybody, for making us a part of this session.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Vidula is one of our Dhwani kids, one of our youngest kids of Dhwani, who is going to turn 3 only in August, her aunt. So she's joining from India. Thank you so much, Vidula. The next time, we will plan a time where Kridu can also, enjoy such sessions. Thank you so much.
No, not necessary. We are used to sleeping early because I have an early morning shift.
Okay,
but next time I'll try to keep him awake as well.
Yeah, thank you. We have Mardachalvi. Yeah, you have to share something, Mardachalvi.
Yes, Matangi, first of all, thank you for doing this. I know it's really early for you, and it's very sweet of you to adjust with our timing and folks who are in India and have a suitable time for us, and you waking up so early.
Yeah, thank you. So thank you. No, I still am, into the CST only, right? Though I'm physically in Hawaiian Standard Time, it's mostly I have all of you there in CST, so it's really worth it waking up. I was so excited that I was saying that I couldn't sleep after 3. I didn't want to miss the alarm, so I was watching my phone if I didn't miss the alarm. So.
That's so sweet.
Thank you all so much.
The way you're taking it, as if getting up at 6 is a big deal, as if you got up at 3 o'clock. It's very normal. Don't give this impression to children. Okay. Very, very normal. We're supposed to do that. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
True. Thank you, Nitya, for taking the liberty and telling me that. Yeah.
Vidya, but the thing is, we didn't let her sleep from 3 o'clock, Vidya. I wanted to test. So we kept her up.
No. I mean, it's really worth it. Thank you all. Thank you so much. So I'm looking forward to a lot of registrations. Let's make use of this virtual stage to give children that confidence that, they still have the exposure there. Though we are within the house, we can still talk to the people out there and who are ready to motivate them and appreciate them for what they are learning.
And Marty, can I add?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so about the girls' performance, Prerna and or my last year Tamil class student. I miss them a lot. And they did such a nice job. It's a pleasure watching them do this narration. Mani on
Sorry, someone else has kept yourself unmuted, I believe. Can you please mute yourself? I'm not sure who it is. We are having some echo. Yeah.
Yeah, so awesome. Good job, girls. Prerna and Pragati. And kudos, Uma, for training them so well. Looking forward for more such talent exhibits, Matangi. Over to you.
Sure. Thank you. I see Anaya's hands up. Yes, Anaya, do you want to share something?
Thank you for sharing the story.
Oh, so sweet of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you to the entire Dhwani family for joining today, and all the friends of Dhwani family and families of Dhwani family for joining today. Over to Prerna and Pragati to say the closing prayers, and then I'll upload this in our Dhwani YouTube page and share it with you all to watch again and learn more if you missed out on a few points. So hope to see you all soon next month with one other rocking performance by the kids. Please share this Yuva Darbar stage with whoever you know. Let this be beneficial for as many people as possible. Thank you so much. Over to Prerna and Pragati for the closing prayers.
Yeah, before we conclude, I would really like to express my appreciation and heartfelt gratitude to Matangi ji. I mean, her relentless interest and that ability to motivate our kids to do more, right? That is something which is very unique. And I think we are very lucky to actually be the first performers. When I'm saying we, I consider myself also to be a performer along with my kids. But yeah, because it's always a group effort. So that way, I think it was an awesome opportunity, and now the kids have to be more prepared for the second round of it. So that does put a lot more pressure on us. So I think they will do a great job. Thanks a lot.
Most welcome. Looking forward to more events like this. Yeah.
Start the closing prayers.
Yeah. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om